Shimmy, shimmy, mommy, guys. Shimmy, shop a moon is here.
Give it to me, baby.
Oh my God, I love you.
Nami bama udia tutumio. My love, told the good is here. My love, told the good is here. Pour some sugar on me, pour some sugar. Pour some sweetness on me, pour some sugar. Pour some sugar on me, pour some sugar. Pour some sugar on me, pour some sugar. Pour some sweetness on me, pour some sugar. Pour some sugar on me, pour some sugar. Pour some sugar on me, pour some sugar. Pour some sugar, pour some sugar. Lord have mercy. Me out don't pass and come away. Me body here overhauling.
Give it to me, baby.
Greasy cacra on the gungeon thing.
Give it to me.
For all you cacra for me reading man.
Give it to me.
Now put it to shaking and you swap.
Give it to
Push it on the big yeah.
Give it to me, baby.
Oh my God, I
Now me
love
buy my own you carry me. Boy, I boss some more boy. Now they buy them we trooper. My love, told the good is here. After you, told the good is here. Told the good is here.
Give it to me, baby.
Told the good is here. My love, pour some sugar. Told the good is here. Pour some sugar. After you, pour some sugar. Told the good is here. Pour some sugar. Pour some sugar. Pour some sugar. Pour some sweetness on me. Pour some sugar. Pour some sugar. Pour some sugar. Pour some sugar. Shell from the moon. Pour some sugar. Pour some sugar. Pour some sugar. Now they buy them we.
Come on. Good afternoon to you wherever you are. Are you pouring some sugar wherever you are? So I pour sugar in every eye, I'm going to say. And every SM from maybe what?
Give it to me.
Oh, sure, baby, I want to. Any baby, I want to. And from my baby, boy, our Ghana. And from my bono, and from my band, a battle and from my so what's as and home common and a baby D and then no. My big soldier, oh, just me okay. Okay, can I so share? Abaya ba aban ko. But then, and you'll be na a beer or ye be a whoop. Aban be bar, it's me more some relief. Aban be suba at the Amucha Park as Yana bro. Aban be to me ba, not just a ultimu say, and no me koye. But in the history of Ghana, I have a question. Has there been ever a president and a governor be and a government to be a whereby yakas where the koyi will be any so the other? Has everyone been ever satisfied before with a certain government? Not to talk of say a beer what me satisfy 100% people, no. But at least 60-70% of the people know are pleased with his governance. 2024 is no exception. Ghana goes into the election box and yet to choose another leader. Na eno na nkrofo bi sha say dada no a anayansesem. Is it going to be still MPP NDC? Nasa Yemfanko, one of the new forces EB and one of the independents. A honor come of Frubiasa but say no. Dodo na chese nke yemfa abatro no yet this year Ghana for common to about Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. And the santin is saying if we say Ora Ameyaw Frederick, head of communication Ghana mission ewa ha say eba be chirichiri mu die ntia ono de ofin say aban bia no a obetimi aye gise na ban eye Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia aban na semu no kan na etwetwe me bone foforo me na eje me nsam na papa asemu a wo kan de da bi wontimi ntina fon so na wondi sa nkommo no da bi brana me no nya 1 and 1 na yantwetwe nkommo nkobo 6 na achechire mu so ate ase a nje 111666 wate ana ene ba be yin sem na no enti so etase ye to aba ma NPP bi mu ana so ese ye san mo to aso after 8 years no ana so etase ye de aban no ka no city ano ema Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia na me ba cho ne me ya adwen ana oni me nya adwen say question na me bisa wo say ne wa adwen chirete bia me ba cho fa to comment session na say we are live on Facebook, we are live on YouTube. Yo baby bi say na munimu edinkra multimedia no me se mu am TikTok jigina mu am wo mo chese baby a wo bi a wotum say edinkra de ye kan na ya kan ya ba Timisro, just share the link, invite them more. Na yenye mano enye fe. Yes, share link no sisi na yenye mano enye fe. Ye bibi asa na chise normal ekoye. Amen koma me de share anase enemy guest, special guest ofia Mr. Frederick Ameyaw. Yes, mami mana kwaba. Your Highness.
OG.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Baby aboko boss.
Na me ne hene. Oni medini ye.
Yeah, bitimi.
Mesu
mafi opa.
Me ba ha che.
Ba ha che. Ye benya o just say book appointment ne che.
Oh, wa booki.
Oh, ye booki.
Ma me da say.
Oh, aden.
Doni abre nyina me frɛ wa na wo frɛ me a. Ye nyina ye de osia yoyo.
No correct.
E jeso fell so ne akono so. Na ye din kom isan se o man no ho ehia ye nyina
ba
and me gidi ma passe e din creative for ni ahwefo so o man Ghana don ma koma so because when you monitor and follow the commentary especially on social media
right
it's more pronounced as far as the interest of the fast forward movement of the country socially economically and even politically a concern. Inti na o se yenya ho a o se yeba na ye ne Ghana fo ebedi nkomo inti no ya ba ebedi Ghana ho nkomo the edi kan first and foremost and most importantly then ye di nkomo ni hie nti a o se aban a owo so ye to abama no o to ato aso ye ne party ana manyoko a wa bem ahomfama foforo ku ye the New Patriotic Party.
Right.
Say ye more overwhelming majority in parliament. Now you are yen sanfa abano and show monsa. Abano fan share Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, who is the leader of the New Patriotic Party, the flag bearer and also the vice president of the Republic of Ghana. Who be here say ye be don sim bakum yunubi miensa muosuko. Then we justify why I believe strongly as a Ghanaian that we should give Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia the opportunity to continue and consolidate the gains that we have made in the midst of even our challenges. Now, the policies now they ato aponoso and or they tujano. Yen domo sukoni doso doso no. Na yen hu se no na ebeboa in the vis-a-vis the other political parties also manifesto and now more plan or more diabetes. So when we have that discussion, I think the conclusion for me will be an overwhelming support for the new patriotic party and to continue being in government.
Wonderful. Akwa babiem.
Yeah.
And come on over the pa. Sorry introduction the cross and the I just say the pa. Now I love the fact that the comment no I shall say ba for me post to flyer no and for me I shall say question no for akuma so pa and they wish and you better answer no ye.
No problem.
Yes, and then for are you ready pa? Mama are you ready no? Mama no introduction come be tie you yame. Okay, I go and person no din den no enya ho nwum ne me pa cho mama kwan baby. Obisi aban na che wo so sorry so. Ne ho afno Ghana for. Obisi no, the Fred ma or the food ya pass so ne piano. Eti na na to aso. You be hey. Mama count November 30th is the Accra Heroes and Excellence Awards. And I will be who the legendary Kojo entry gracing the occasion. Are you aware that night will be a night? The NPP and NDC, the two major parties, will be live over there to give us a peace and a peaceful election message. Until then, NPP for a work at Yen Ghana for a fashion doing some home. Then NDC for a work at Yen Ghana for a fashion doing some home. And all other political parties, each and every party will be given 2 minutes to give us a message on peace. A peace message. Mr. Ameyaw, 2 minutes for peace message.
At least 5.
5. Na mumbi no 10 5 they say 10 no
5
yeah na say the umbe can be will be anim say just you are just reechoing.
Oh no, it's not the ever can be anim necessarily, but I think that if you
are doing it, you do it well.
The thermometer no test the pulse of the political temperature of Ghana right now. I think that 2 minutes for political parties, especially the two dominant political parties, to make a commitment to peace. 2 minutes is not enough. Do you know why? Because you will hold them to account one day if they renege on that particular promise or that commitment. So give them the opportunity to really expand what they mean by commitment to peace and what they will do. Into then you hold them accountable. But it's okay, a formality, for me, that's my suggestion and opinion. Into management say mobile far, me doing say incapable.
Mate, ye na supreme na ye behwe na ye hu edwuma. Ani amomra ntam na entimi enye enkoye so super. Na hema nkroma adasa. Say woman is a girl. Just a fine Lucy. Nana Mechiao, we are the CEO for Abofrem Area Foundation. Wakra now say CEO for Africa Most Beautiful USA. Wakra now say CEO for Ambusa Experience. Just we see your titles no edoso. Nana Nyamishrao, me mawafinshapa. Na katre wankasa unuaba. Nana say me mano. I would apa. My son's birthday now is in the next 2 days. But happy special birthday to her. May God bless her, keep her, and also continue to shower his countenances over her. Na nyame emana asumdwe kama pa. Yes, nyame ma onkoso ndi no ndi de pa. Nyame ma nto iPhone 16 Pro Max. 1 terabyte a month encheme. Ni birthday. Amen. Okay, come on and you know. So me kala na yo va fasida kese ma Arcus organic mixture. Wano no abo me ahyepi aweki bibia kama. First na me kala na your purple. They say about chocolate. Mention something be my mistake or chocolate here. No more purple colors and all that. It's Miss Ramo. Munyisu request papa mouse skin or entoso in Trebingu kama. Me pacho say na obi a wakọ Ghana da ebi a wakọ ache ebi a wo abusua wo fie maybe so a woni bi wo ho but what follow you've been following the trends of Ghanaians ba say yen hwe Ghana asetena mu ene Ghana ban amamu ehun sensemo a sesia ye kasa ise ye tie mu yi na ye hwe mu a ebinum su se ahokyere no adoso ebinum so say no ebeko go de ke nkokona ebi say enka ahoche ne de oho nanso baabi e bekọ akodi ndie kan e ma wi no entena so sa anya sa de ayi ni firi ho a e koto bekuma se na wo wusi hu no fa wasetena mu tesen se na Ghana ekoma wo aba ye beto na afi we mu no ofin se omoma NPP nto aso enkosi biem ana se efise wa hihye nnwuma bia se odiko wie ana se yema John Dramani Mahama mra abra ono so be hihye nnwuma bia se wa amfa nkwa wie ye no pese oba no be wie no ana se NPP ni NDC edi ehwamo eno tie mpi omungu nchen na ke yamfa nimfo from mra aban fo from mra ekuo fo from mra ebi a omo de ombetimi aya ade a ebeto Ghana fo nyina akoma so wadwen kire enesen aha ye kire ya adwen ye ndi atem ye disrespect you bia so obetimi akase me no onya adwen senti a me no onya adwen no enu nie timisra wa ora Frederick Ameyaw o hase ya oni e ba beche on de o say na yansa ye ba kope ye ma NPP Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia the Vice President of Ghana entwa Ghana membu no so ne senti enesen eno ho nsem ne oba beboa ne yi ano na ansa na no na nsem bi asisi o parliament ye ba ye nhwe ne se obekọ na speaker e declare 4 very MP seats no vacant se ka ono de ofili se oyenyi sa omuni fi se omunye MPs biem se basa MPP wo 3 ana meboa aha ena NDC wo 1 enunti se basa de a na ekwa akoye se the majority side na beko akodi NDC ho yenum na no yawada ekoba se ehun wentwi ba ye who takes the majority if he says Supreme Court issue letter be on Wednesday na NDC MPs just omode omonte this speaker na ankasa beka because they serve under the speaker not under the Supreme Court. You kind of 3 arms of government na omo omo so omo di omo ho omo ye number 3 omo title nti enko ba se panimu be hye mra bia ma panimu bi ye ka the executive ye ka the judiciary na ye ka we ni so a omo so no omo also they form part of it nti nyade a omo be twi ona bo Ameyaw wada romance mu ikoso na otwi mu wo sesi ano wa dwinkyire mu no sa no ma no when you ever subo mo na we nya subo bo a way of testing the law and all that and now things additional there ben ese Ghana for ye nya free mu e wo de esi na no yi
oji de di kan ma men chia obi o na men chia ahwefo
me jo sododo
ene bia obi a wotie ne mo onhwe na men find chen free Ghana mission I was New Yorker the ambassador and head of mission and permanent representative and the outgoing
Consul General
wayadie na mission minim the ambassador na babio
so the we baby anu ne be ye adwuma ana wokọ
me ana ani the enye me decision okay the penny for back can but maka say we na me fa nchi aso free fie your man penny Nanado Danko Akufo-Addo. I think last month he was here.
Yes.
In New York. And in a big
mama man who be.
Oh. Yeah,
I said Basa move for party for the area mon frère.
Oh, your friend be our own say. Your friend the Ghanaian community.
There be. Some of us here have Ghanaians.
No. Okay, the first time I share you know.
It was there. Yes.
We will do better.
Medase o kan sa media too
in chance fi embra na fi minjina the chairman. Chairman Frank Entry. Na Mechiano.
Mechiano catch him.
Oh, sure, Papa. Or boy, Juma.
I said, yeah.
Mechiano.
I'm the next as I'm a running mate.
Oji, Ubisa Simbi about a year parliament.
Right.
Extremely unfortunate.
Sure.
And to be fair and to be honest, a year anamontua NDC for to just make the country unstable, ungovernable, and I will tell you why. Because Omuni campaign message, Amo Toama Ghana for ato, and now to Ghana for Trimuntino. Our agenda and our plan moving forward, is to just incite the public against the government and just to create disaffection for the government of the day, and that is their plan and the modus operandi they've adopted moving forward, because their messages are not aligning with the wishes and aspirations of the Ghanaian. Their messages and their campaign is not really resonating, and the people are not finding favor with them. More especially Omo leader, John Dramani Mahama. Ghanaians feel say Oma testing no dada, and he failed. That is why overwhelmingly, they just repudiated him. They voted against him. Almost 1 million votes, which is unprecedented. There's no government in the history of our republic. Sebi or Ghana for someone penoma to abetiano sada. That speaks volumes. Again, about 2020, the Ghanaians said that we don't want you. We've tested you, we've experienced you, and we don't find you good enough to come back.
Right.
So against the backdrop of these facts,
Right.
and now Omasheda Edin Yomebi etutu akwem, just so to create disaffection for the government of the day, and to create instability and to make the system ungovernable. Unfortunately, because now they see our parliament. Just so you know, before the speaker made the announcement, now he has been served. He has been served. And the speaker...
Now speaker, yes,
he had been served. Now,
before it said, declare for city.
Yes, now majority leader had gone. Who said before? Let me give you the background. Before, on a campaign rally platform, and at the former minority leader, MP for, I think, Temale Central, Haruna Ijusu,
right,
said, Senyamiya Adum, the preceding week, in Tuesday, no Mbeko Parliament, Obekwa petition speaker or the house and say MPP, your MPs need be independent. What do I say?
Right.
Good. So he preempted that, and based on that, the majority leader, Honorable Afenyo Markins, went to court, Supreme Court, for interpretation, because Article 97 G, and the chair says it will be independent. Na wa forfeit ni seat,
party,
no. So the question really is that, is it the parliament no or per se okono? Because just so you know, on can say parliament no Timu Sisi and the 8th parliament no, and obe contested as independent candidate.
But the
9th parliament now
the subsequent one.
The subsequent one.
Okay.
So when the majority leader went to court, not open interpretation say that school of thought, that belief say Obiga Sobe call independent in the subsequent or elections now. Does it mean so unforfeited ni seat the current parliament nana? And then they came to parliament. Then the minority leader
forcing
brought up the issue,
right,
and said okay, this is the situation at hand. The speaker must make a pronouncement. Right. Meanwhile, the issue was in court. Then the Thursday, speaker says yemane mrena ombrana ombemano, it's a judgment or ombekan. And then he comes and says Sir, seat has been or have been declared vacant. In the interpretation of some law luminaries, they feel like no, it wasn't in the the prerogative of the speaker to declare a seat vacant. In fact, a year the High Court and they want that power. No, and just so we know, people talk about separation of powers. There's nothing like absolute power in Ghana.
Right.
The executive is being checked by Parliament, the legislature, and the judiciary. The president make a pronouncement and then will take a decision. Obi to me the new court.
Right.
A case in point, Daniel Domelevo, when the president thought or the presidency thought say also a procedure on leave, he went to court and he won. And there have been many instances where in comfort the government and now the executive are court. Lusu to the extent that a big judgment debt near the day. Okay, and then of course the legislature also abino and especially in the budget statement and policy direction for the year in review. Now the parliament can say no, we won't accept it.
Right.
A case in point is the e-levy. The minority said that they won't accept it until I call back and forth say you're reducing near there. So there are checks and balances. Obia no absolute power. So the legislature or parliament is supposed to make laws. To Oya and Rani we are is the judiciary that is supposed to interpret the law that you have promulgated.
Right.
So law no harder than and we are living under a constitutional law. Our constitution is supreme. The supremacy of the laws no constitution. No? The president, yes, has executive authority, but he's not supreme. Onkuta two meaning in a constitution no any kuta two meaning in a and no money in a home you soon in a shame. So what the constitution says no and they final and the institution that has the mandate to declare say emra way final and final no the judiciary. So when the issue is in court, the speaker didn't have to do what he did. It was unnecessary. It was extremely unnecessary. And he did so because they want to make the government unpopular. They want to make the country ungovernable. Okay. That is why he did what he did. Because in the estimation, in the estimation of the minority, they were expecting saying, "Maybe a majority will come to parliament." Yawada. So that okay, Makonya ni na yeping. No. We won't do that. And that has been and I can cite you a lot of Nyoma Akosu in Ghana in the last few weeks or in the last few months. A year NDC for Nashasi, including a year protest. Yeah, almost say a Galamsey protest. It's the NDC that is behind it.
Is it so? Because the NDC behind this protest. Is it a wrong protest? Yeah, but Baso. That's like
what's a wrong protest?
Is to me, it's not a wrong protest.
No.
It is no. I think they are fighting a good cause. If it's not a wrong protest,
no, there can be a cause that is bad. There can never. Yeah, there can be.
But this one, would you call it bad?
Extremely bad.
Why say it bad? They say say natural resource. Am I now be demonstrating against another or draw the attention of the government?
Look at the demonstration. That's why you need to look at the protest and ask me why am I saying say bad and that the NDC is behind it. If I was in Ghana then, if you follow the protest and the messages they were carrying, okay, about 2%, and then okay, person will stop Galamsey. But majority, over 90%, were attacks on the government. And then the president, to the extent that they were insulting. I can show you placards that were insulting the president.
Which of them? I would like just
one
example.
Now, I will send you because young people, young girls holding placards, insulting. I have one here, right here, which I'm sending to you right now, saying that thief president. And then you told me, say, a good cause.
No, sir. Obi Kotre placard so thief president. Now you go pick here no ebe justify the cause of people demonstrating against Galamsey. I don't think say justify.
Let me tell you something.
Say nunti enka say political party be behind it. Say namu in as much say namu obi on a political affiliation we near one. And now obi so obi an idea towards issues that goes on in the system.
That's fair.
That's very fair.
That's fair.
It's be on no unim say ya won crophobia. omo akama to yi mu biti mu say aban so na ye galamsey no aban crofo it say if aban crofo there for that matter we bet me as a thief president
then
so what I say you are thieving the natural resources and yes I aban
you don't know you don't have the evidence
and you
don't have the evidence.
The evidence is that say government with over power na bibi koso na efin say oman no fin say man say enye boana yen sovia Nana Akufo-Addo told us point blank say even if it cost him his presidency or the better sort to fight Galamsey and he started it it was working so what happened
exactly
and why is he still quiet now all make can be
why can't be now
or na say ya no kan or say or making some references be but me think say you shouldn't have even sat down for people to demonstrate before he should have come out to say something.
Let me you see we have politics and we have governance. When you are a political party, okay, your responsibility is different from a government.
Right.
When you're a political party, yours is to advocate, champion a cause, say it, write it, talk about it. But when you are a government, you are supposed to do it. You're not supposed to be talking.
To put action.
It's not about rhetoric. It's not about semantics. Say, obey, addressing the nation. It's about practicality. You are a government. You have the authority.
But you don't think the people demand to know the measures the government is putting in place?
I'm making a point.
Okay, make a point.
You and I are aware. Say this issue of Galamsey, and government efforts to mitigate it or fight it, and starting a year,
that's true.
Okay, so by the time by 2017, now it's so bad that we need to do something about it. So it was the media that
just as today.
Exactly. It was the media that started the campaign against Galamsey.
Right.
And then the government took it upon itself. The president solely took it upon itself. So Obekaya, June 9th, or New York University, 2017, a town hall meeting. I don't know if you were here or you were part of it. I was New York University. It was a big event. People were there. In that was 2017.
That was his early stages of presidency.
I was there. He made mention about. In fact, about you and everywhere he went to, the president was talking about Galamsey.
Fantastic.
He was fighting against Galamsey.
Right.
Okay. But the point is that solutions now or they buy have not been helping. Oh yes. And what because
even they saw J way now no. And they are one of
is a law.
Okay.
A mining and minerals act.
Okay.
A war a NDC for crown share.
Solution ban on the buyer Ameyaw.
Oh, in share no the ban. He only say you place ban on Galamsey for 2 years.
True.
No, not Galamsey. It's not
mining.
Mining. Small scale mining. The same corner that is being made by the civil society say place a ban on small scale mining. We have done it before for 2 years.
True.
What I say, I am saying that efforts were made. So the idea shouldn't be say and I say in command it should not be about say it be a ban it now and I'm saying that me personally, this issue of Galamsey, I bet social menace. I bet to say armed robbery. You don't need just like a big hand to just bulldoze its way around. And your consultation because the people doing it Oba beti asiye say adie no illegal more and their source of livelihood. So why are you taking my source of livelihood? What I say? That is why I am saying that the manner and the procedure and how the protest went, and I am telling you, say NDC for nation as part of their agenda to make the country ungovernable. Otherwise, everybody in Ghana support the need to stop Galamsey going on because of course
demonstration.
Yes.
Is it a bad thing for them to do?
To make the country ungovernable?
How do they make? Do you
know what happened?
To make the state ungovernable? But I didn't see anybody talking about maybe like your friend is saying coup d'etat or something. And
did you monitor respectfully the protest?
Yes, I did.
I did. Did you watch the SSS?
There are some excerpts via buyer.
So imagine,
very condemnable.
No, I am imagine. Just imagine. And that was the expectation of the protesters. and then those who were supporting them, that they will be engaged. Remember, say no Omayebi, Omufrebi say Julobi, some, and there were some few SSs. Not police if one no, there were some few SSs from the police side. Imagine what they did the last time, and the fact that Obitimi could echo 2 police for car key, Eddie Gani we tokune, they are blocking a whole hospital. Can you do this in the United States?
Yeah, it's so very wrong.
So if the police had engaged them, what do you think would have happened in Ghana?
That's a different topic.
Exactly. So I am saying that, but just so you know, the NDC as a political party, weeks before that, now a demonstration against the EC in all 16 regions.
True.
Did you ever hear one person violating the guidelines? Did you hear it?
No.
So why this one? When especially it's a national call, if not even a political call. And this is for the near political call, a political interest. This is a national interest. How come say a national interest in Mono and it resulted in about 50 people being incarcerated or arrested?
Have you been able to identify even a single person so no NDC?
Oh, plenty. Felicity Nelson is an NDC. Go to her Facebook right now. Go to her Facebook page right now.
But I said the NDC so Ghanaian.
Who bizarre question? I
just wanted an example. You've given me one.
Yeah.
And I Mr. Actually said, apart from that,
list of 50 people, all those that were arrested.
No.
Take the first 10 of them. Go to their Facebook pages. Go. Just take it.
No.
All of them. NDC for young people. Posting NDC paraphernalias and videos. They are NDC. It's there. So
NDC for 9 years, but they are talking about a good thing. You think say it's stop here. A boy in Ghana for.
And I'm saying that. I'm saying that somebody can use something that is good to destroy something that is good.
So do you give the person that opportunity to destroy the good thing? No. So as a government, you sitting here knowing that there are people on betting me share Papa BH dibone. So what you say? Now you as a government, now you see all the resources at your disposal. No? Now this is where you should what you have to fight against it.
When the labor union, organized labor, when they called on government and they made their point, we engaged them, we listened to them. Grievances. Government came into agreement with them. No matter say you didn't commodity or see and they agreed. That's why they called off the strike. So it's not like the air cost on the NT. And just so you know, when this Fix the Country issue came up some time ago, abandoning the convenience, they didn't sit down to judge and agree as to what their needs are. So we are listening government. But I'm telling you as a politician sitting here, sir, some of these things that are ongoing, including this protest, Stop the Galamsey, and yet they are being promoted by the NDC just to make the government unpopular. And it's simple.
So you being the government, I would say your opponent could use it against you. Now why unpopular. Do you have to even first of all wait for them to
wait for what exactly?
You know the Galamsey. Exactly.
And you think government is not fighting Galamsey? There has never been a government.
No.
Let me make
government be a try, but
let me make a statement.
Mr. Ameyaw, would you to say the issue of Galamsey? We heard the state of Galamsey in Ghana. West and I say it's at its best.
Of course, it's not at its best.
Is it West?
As far as it's West or not, no. You can't tell because
is it West?
Wait. It's not the best.
Is it West?
No, it's not the best.
Is it West?
It's not the best.
So
and just
what is it
then? Wait. Now, and it's very important. When COVID struck, you recall the president was leading the charge as far as mitigating factors were concerned.
Right.
So the NDC also said they have a COVID-19 response team. They said they had a COVID-19.
Right, I remember that.
So I said on UTV, said no, that should stop. That's nonsense, because the Chinese if only they let her be brain. I'm from North Verbal, it was UN, and they were telling us some of the things that they are doing, Omni World Health Organization, they believe say and normal friend for early measures, early detection, early isolation, early treatment, and early reporting.
Okay.
And normally back count say mobilizing the public. Mobilizing the public, you need just one force. And see, I can cite 2 examples where when the country is being led by say a dictator more or less, or a government in the case of Chinese government, or more political party, they are always in government. Oko South Africa, or more ANC, they are always in government. Oko baby to say Rwanda, Paul Kagame. When you have these leaders in these countries, the fight against COVID was going well because Penini can't somewhere. Everybody is on board.
Right.
But where you have diversity, where can we? That is why in the advanced democracies they were suffering. UK they were suffering. US they were suffering because they have so many ideas coming on board, and political parties were showing interest. So I said that no, the NDC should back off. Let the president lead the charge so that everybody will follow because virus, it's epidemiology, how it spreads, you're aware. So you need the government to mobilize the people and rally behind him. And yes, na political party. So in the case of the Galamsey, when you have a government leading the charge and saying, no, this is not a political issue. This is a national issue. So these are my steps. These are my attempts and Ameyaw. Then you have the NDC and you don't say it. Going into the hinterlands, the mining sites, telling the miners there, say they should continue doing the Galamsey.
That was 4 years ago.
And who said that? There are recent videos, and I'll show you 2 recent videos where they still go there and tell them that they should continue to do the mining. In recent times, just recently, President Mahama, okay, say you think it was 2020?
No, say on
It
your
was
say
2020. So abano HH illegal miners Galamsey for no to deter others from doing it, and also about amnesty. How do you fight this? And you don't say it. Catch him say 2020 now. Madam for Kwakubu and he call.
yeah.
Well, it's about 3 weeks ago, a month ago.
Of course, UTV.
He doubled down what he said.
Yeah, I watched him.
So what are you
I saw him
talking about?
I think now only Jennifer and Asia and Jennifer so much
Yes,
more.
UTV are the instrument.
Aye.
So, OG, you see our problem. And let me say one
It's only say, Mr.
We are
Ameyaw.
spending time on this Galamsey.
Let
me finish by saying this. On my chichiri no any nibu no. And yet the government in power and kwane you.
Yenina. No,
Including even the opposition political parties. And we have a system in Ghana where we are sharply divided. Today as we speak, Parliament 137. That should tell you how divided we are politically. So it's not like we have a political party here, a overwhelming majority in Ghana. And say Ghana for you emu be 5 and 6 MPP. Emu be 3 and emu be 4. Ebe be NDC. And now you Ghana for do emu be 5 MPP, emu 4 NDC 4 and 1 be independent. So whatever NDC says, a carry weight. The President Mahama Bekano, a more do. What I say, to abandon the policies be bad. Now say NDC for some no more say policies now. Master, a quite cheaper. Today that is why even free SHS. People are saying that he ain't free SHS. It's because the opposition party has bastardized the policy. And in the papa no cry who into OG make a copy
say born in you. I just a born in time.
Every policy
there's a bonnet.
You can't have it perfect.
Matthias.
The fight against Galamsey and your collective responsibility.
Okay.
And you want some.
Say the President Kofu Akano. Once when you nipa na me de afutu ba akopɛ na me wo e de mamo se enka na me feel sɛ ke be ye fe senka ban no kra be organizing forums na ya je o mindful adwen kyerɛ free or mindful na ho near who say we are also involved nanka at least ye nyina ye che ya adwen ne de kro no ye betimi aye nsa e basa na obi kwete ne ho sorry etia aban na obi nim say no aban no koye na afa mu de pa adwen kire nti wo sabi unim nyansa bi na aso wa adwen kire bi afa koka ho ne nyina ye mfo enye na enko ba ti say wo mfa ye nka ho na wo tena wo dem say wo solve there. People will agitate and people will still go out there and say whatever they want. But on that notwithstanding, Ghana belongs to us. My union in so na ye dia. Oh, be is it obey.
On my opinion, and I don't for start say fighting. So okay, how
powerful it was.
So where were the very people today?
And where are the same people who helped in the fight of that Galamsey? And why is it back again? Especially when you know that we are going into
organized labor. Strike. Where were they when the president started fighting it with all the vigor and the strength?
Oh, na say or fighting, they were in support of it. That's why they kept mute. They were there,
so they kept quiet.
Exactly, because they're enjoying what the president is doing. You only see Ghanaians come out to talk when they are not conversant or when they are not okay with the situation.
But I'm saying,
but they be on the free example. You see, in as much as the opposition, bastardizing, there are so many. Even I saw one woman be market to say knowledge and cause I can't book one somewhere will be. But the way I'm a see yes, see educating me and Casana who thinks they be a sabu to me can't make sure. I had good bumps. Michelle no. This is a perfect thing. Message as this will be at me then. It should be no can be no tea. So am I me that's it. May I call the agenda of the day no na ye di hon komo. Ha. Anya better enough from. Yes. Ghana, that history no e been see that. Menya sure e been see that. In the francophone countries now to say aban bi timi ko e wa African some na making aban bi timi ko na we travel more than 8 in that say I mean one political party no or two as Ghana in as much as say a very well aged in democracy no sadly no e bin see that I stand to be corrected but me sure say one political party be more than 8 years after 1992 republic e bin see that enti this year, NPP, my major target say possible, say we break 8, So we bet na say, and I'm not now, and I'm say it's possible to break the 8. Then a man was saying crash, Abra wouldn't say a man for a soon, ewo asetenemu. The man was saying crash, Abra wouldn't say dollar rate against the cedi, very wide. Then a shemun crying, Emma more can say, it's possible to break the 8. Abra wouldn't say unemployment rate still that's so exist. So then a normal being sana a shemun crying and kofu soon juma akatua entumu let me say that and it's no manina. Dear in a ma a show more NPP for kutupa say no. And I didn't money so a mamu can still possible say we breaking 8. This year.
Me that say, Oji, the kind a branch be true book be, or see the audacity of possibilities. MPP Finland, more chair, chairman, and or true sabuku. Now in
MPP Finland chairman, chapter chairman,
chapter branch actually.
Oh, a branch,
branch.
Yeah,
a branch. Finland, the country is a branch, and then the states or cities,
and their chapters,
Chapters,
right?
Okay, maybe permit me. Oko page, 13. James McKeown, sign your friend, chairman for MPP Finland branch.
Page 13 of what?
Of the book.
Which book?
The audacity of possibilities.
Oh, okay. I know the Dr. Ameyaw mum na here.
Say possibilities.
Yo.
Or MPP. Chairman of MPP branch Finland. A branch only known for James McKeown. He said something. Permit me if you may. Namen kind just you.
Page 13 you said.
13 of the book. Ghana stands at the cusp of transformation. The choice of leadership holds the The choice of leadership holds the key to unlocking the country's potential and steering it towards a prosperous future. In a political landscape fraught with challenges, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia emerges as a beacon of hope and a catalyst for change. Dr. Bawumia embodies a leadership vision forward by a mindset of possibilities and an unwavering commitment to transformative change. Indeed, policies are a product of mindset. His unwavering commitment to finding solutions to complex problems has been a defining characteristic throughout his illustrious career. I read this and I'll come to you. Now, because a question I'll be saying is, why is it that in the midst of all these challenges, the MPP still thinks there's a possibility
of breaking the 8?
Abba Bemubio. Didi kan Yajitum. And I've always said that and made reference to the budget statement for 2022 as read in November 2021, paragraph 20. When the president said he's under no illusion as to the sufferings
of Ghanaians.
But how to make sure obetimi you free are the things that keep him awake at night. Into down that. In fact, Ghana for the 2 million in year 2020, 2017. 2017 at the time there were challenges. And among the challenges, was the fact that now inflation was about 15%. Now a year gross domestic product, GDP, was about 3.4%. That was the worst in about 10 years or so.
Right.
There were challenges. And then in the midst of the challenges, we made some promises. Oji, and this is where I want you to pay attention. The campaign of MPP, now there were 5 thematic areas.
Which are?
1, formalization of the economy. You can't formalization of the economy. Me say Emre Drew say Ghana economy You be ma abe fontin tan kese no. Eno said the didwa no aye wano. You be formalize it. So let me give you specifics. Now Omanpeni Kufuor I started National Identification Authority and National ID card no ejuma. And a couple of weeks ago, you had a conversation here. Right. There was the need for us to make sure, say, Ghana for any card. In fact, it will become the sole identification system Ghana for will rely on.
Okay.
No, you buy you printed 900,000. In fact,
Mobile BEM 2017.
The intention of the Ghana card implemented. They are just printed the card, but the intention behind it they implemented. As we are speaking now, we have over 17 million Ghanaians Omenya card. We enroll that vigorously, and we know Ghana card was system. We promise Ghanaians as part of formalizing the economy.
Okay.
Say a digital addressing system where every property will have an addressing system. The question is, as part of formalizing the economy, you can see each constituency will have one ambulance. I'm talking about the promises that we made to the good people of Ghana. And that one, the first thematic area, formalization of the economy.
Right.
We promised them a year one district, a year one constituency, one ambulance. We delivered on that promise. You can see each district will get a year one factory. As we are speaking now, we have over 160 factories a year operational.
But not in all districts.
Not in all districts. Exactly. You can say a year each constituency will receive $1 million a year equivalent of development under the IPEP project, a year infrastructure for poverty eradication project. And your institute a year development authorities now your middle belts, a year coastal development authorities and the northern development authorities. And no make you talked about
1 million one constituency.
Yes. Then
call saying one time pen a coy and I say how many times now mama every constituency $1 million.
So again I said that a development 1 million development equivalent.
Oh, okay. Okay. Not as in cash.
No.
Oh, okay.
1 million no. Say the development authority will receive $1 million for each constituency under that particular
for them to
area.
develop the constituency with the $1 million.
No.
Okay, and that has been feasible.
And until you call for a special development initiative ministry na unanyam for
correct.
Okay. And then man one ambulance nearby.
Okay.
So what they did was that each constituency, ebia omo baho na adihie we were talking about felt needs projects. Ebia toilets, mu here in suo, like these small development projects. They need. Right. You might think sit in a class and you think that people really don't need
ambulance and that's when you have toilets. Yeah.
But you go there and you realize that hey, a lot, especially the coastal area.
By only himself study way, I must be frank with you. That 1 million one constituency, you know. And the pen matter at the NSU.
Oh really?
All along noon in the Namenti.
Propaganda yes, I mean it's in our manifesto, it's clear.
But no, not mean him say as in development wise.
Development.
Oh, okay.
And that is why today, and we will go into all these matters. Today, when you talk of development, our opponents cannot talk about infrastructure development. Campaign development. You don't hear. Because every constituency.
Oma can be say E-block in there. And hospitals are almost see. That is say hospital like Rage. I'll say we.
They never built Rage.
No. There is this hospital. I think you has also there be. There is this hospital in Accra.
UGM. University of Ghana Medical Center.
Yeah. So President Mahama is here.
No is here.
Now when is here?
And also here.
Oh. That's when we.
And
Mahama baby.
Mahama we.
Oh,
no, it's a fact. You see, these are some of the propaganda. Remember, Kai. Let me give you an instance that you remember. Okay, I say you buy na omanpenire. Her Excellency Rebecca Kufa. No, all your program be my young guy be year demonstration disruptive program. No.
Right.
Because now see UGMC is not being operationalized. We are not using it. So it was under us. Now your first phase, and the Mahama Commission, I think in December 2016, but it was never operationalized. So that's how Kaya, Ameyaw can say, health minister can say, generators be or hospitals in here, no, intimi fan by intimi my hospitals no any juma. So the building was commissioned, but it wasn't ready for operationalization. Tiani buy any be operationalizing the coffee fire juma for nurses and doctors. And that Nana do that kufa.
But some no see.
What the enfant is but there was also a second phase to it. And no omanpeni Nana do that kufa. Don't share here and not complete here.
Minyante.
I'm telling you today.
So that's second phase now. What does it comprise of?
Good.
And then the MC and common no.
No problem.
I have to really me more about 1 month. Nam no discuss it because I know maybe
Minyante. No problem.
And next time they say Odi come mami way nyanti bana. Me no bulletins
No. So University of Ghana Medical Center phase 2 no. They are buying pediatric emergency room building. Gynecology emergency building, 8-bedroom style bungalows, private inpatient, 28 private rooms and 5 double-bedded rooms, 7 private clinic exam rooms, private delivery building, provision of additional new elevators, building and equipping IVF unit, dispensing and outpatient pharmacy unit, completing the shell space blah 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 blah. A 4-bed acute dialysis unit. Inti UGMC crown. You see dialysis unit crown. And you see a new oncology unit wing. Our UGMC hona. And you sa the commission will collaborate nanu actually. I'm friend neurology and urology. Surgery,
Yes.
You see,
I think nephrology, yes. Nephrology and urology.
MRI, so yeah, the call. So we did all these things under the phase 2. You're starting fresh and you're completely. So the point is that
I can challenge you on that. I just have to get my research, and that's
Google it. You can find them.
Mate.
So when you look at all these promises that were made, then when you come to the third aspect, the second aspect, the management of the economy, and we said that you will shift it from taxation to production.
I heard that. It was very popular.
And then by doing so, you abolish and I reduce over 21 taxes in Ghana within our first year.
Okay.
What I say? In fact, say we share utilities cry, water, any electricity for almost 2-3 years cry no. Now buy no increase any so any kanea bo. Oba port in sensemwa yen nuanmo omo shipping your free here call Ghana. They can testify. Yeah, the BBFN benchmark values. Car say vehicles were giving 30% benchmark value. What that means is that
now you say maybe.
Oh, benchmark values no.
I mean, I said that time yes, I know first me grab to me the 2 cars called Ghana. Have a yeah there now
so also you didn't come on call baby. In command did you call a question now beside why is it that Ghanaians should give the MPP the mandate in spite of our current challenges?
Right.
So fast forwarding then in 2020, and just so you know, we had other organizations to tell them the good story of Ghana. Who you're interested in entertainment, you're interested in the tourism industry and ecosystem.
Right.
Look at what we did as far as tourism in Ghana is concerned. The year of return.
Right.
Unprecedented. Mean can't say Ghana BBC and say near or Panafest. But can you compare the year of return to Panafest? Today Ghana has become the center of attraction or entertainment.
That is true.
Designed by a bar. Why do you think that was so? It's because His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo went to Virginia in 2018 and told them say 2019 no 400 years since the transatlantic slave trade you best celebrate and Ghana is the center of that celebration. Right. We haven't talked about a free SHS policy about bear 5.7 Ghanaian youth that's why and he introduced that policy the first year that he was in government. I was there, secondary school, Adente, I'm from West Africa Secondary School. Yeah. I was there when he commissioned free SHS or launched free SHS.
Okay, young got
fast forward 2020. Young Kabianshim. And I could you COVID. A buy.
COVID or hydrogen.
And derailed all the efforts. The government, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, decided that he will commit to saving lives. And in so doing, Sika Koshemu.
Okay.
And we have to take some mitigating and some excruciating air factors. Sebi, so Sika Semso. For almost 1 year, na play a bin to Nebiaba. Car a bin caught for another country, Nebiaba, Ghana, so Biako. Even locally, Ghana, domestically, no. Sebi omo wait na basi mwa afeni echichechichem wait ya. That reduced the economy of the transportation system. Sebi omo ye events wedding outdooring hwan uko beach ni ade anka weekends nkofoko beach echo Germany. All that economy was brought to a standstill for almost a year. You know how that impact an economy? It got to a point 2 weeks. Yes, Ghana for more beer or more Krani Kumasi, more being Komobimba. Imagine the market in La Paz. Imagine the market in Malam. Imagine the market in Kejetia, Asafo. Now for 2 weeks, yes, will be in Belgium. How that impacted and affected the economy. And all the gains that we have made, now start to say, Bafom. And let me remind you respectfully. Omampeni, sometime 27th March 2020, made a statement. Or say, according to the report of Bank of Ghana, they were a new mayor kono. Any sika, the expenditure and the revenue measures now air cost no. Ama GDP no at the time no an average of 7%. You see, I drew bear 2.5%. Now say new man antimi anko year. One share economy no will die. And that is where he said that we know when it gets to that point, we know how to bring back the economy to life or bring back the economy.
Right.
But we don't know how to bring people who are dead back to life. And you know, a Koya Bedu 0.1%. So the economy was comatose. And not that Ghana, basically, kakra, we are crawling to get out of it. What I say. So today, now, to your question. Argentina in the midst of all these challenges, In the midst of the fact that the dollar to the CD
no.
is an ISO. We are talking about almost $16.50 or $17 to an hour dollar. CDs to a dollar. And just so you know, brah, OG, engage me. Na me Ghana phone can't between 2017 to even 2022. 2022, I know because I bought a car in dollars. Net dollar name was 5.20 in 2022. At the time I buy, now 4.2. So now one CD. You know, over 5 years now 1 CD. And then now become the strength of the currency. As against where we took it from and where we in 2022. Early 2022. If I bought the car in somewhere around April, May, June, and the dollar was 5 Ghana cedis, 20 pesos to $1. So my point is that a BB and a buyer. And then you see such a Jamasi Amatumpa. We were on a good track. We were on a good trajectory. And COVID struck. COVID by and once you saw whilst we were getting out of it, and a Russia-Ukraine war so a buy a Russia-Ukraine war no and a said the economy.
My member what I can't as say me bisa because sometimes why bisa the NT na the name 2022 na since I'm over far akonwa no na se me sure American say like in the 6 year more no and now who say within 6 years now the only difference amodi can dollar no hono I just a CD. Okay. COVID. You feel the impact. COVID started 2019, late 2019. 2020 a year worse. Baby 2021 the effects no started. Say yeah, the impact.
So Mario no so one so came and it was brutal.
Okay. But still, the feeling no, and say the major effect na ankasa say asabe bia was 2020 and the post effect 2021. So if 2022 mutimi manage ye cry to 2022 na dollar no one cedi pena abe can one make it a difference. Ukraine and talk I see and in Russia and talk mu nya day na ya no de timi GM nsem sa even much more than the area after bebia.
One, Ukraine and Russia war is not just a war between Russia and Ukraine. A Cold War. And let me explain the Cold War to you and what is happening in the Russia-Ukraine war. Self now in USSR, the Soviet Union, the Union of Socialist Soviet Republic. So there were about 12 countries that formed the Soviet Union. And that countries, it included Latvia, Luxembourg, Belarus, and Ukraine. They were part of the USSR.
Right.
So, Cold War, it was a war that was being fought between the West and then the East. And the West, only than the US. And then, of course, the East, Russia. And Russia had the Chinese and then the Iranians supporting them. So in 1990, Operation Desert Storm, that time now George Bush Sr. was the president. The West and the East went to a war in Iraq. That was when Saddam Hussein invaded Kuwait. Because now Iraq was a Soviet, aligned to the Soviet Union. When that happened, there was a war in Iraq. And that war was supported by the East through Saddam Hussein, Iraq. And of course, the West, Kuwait, the West supported Kuwait. And then the West defeated the East. And the wall of Berlin was broken in 1990. So the East and the West, so the West became dominant and then powerful. That's why today the West is powerful, the US is powerful. When that happened, the US formed BBFN in NATO. Even that formation was in 1940. The idea and the objective of NATO was to build a military fence against Russia and the USSR. So the NATO was existing. And the country come and form part of the NATO. And then we can fortify our defenses against Russia. Now, fast forward. Collapse of Soviet Union. So Soviet Union doesn't exist. Russia is now a country on its own. But Ukraine has a geographical proximity to Russia. Now Ukraine is saying that so Yankan Soviet Union will be ODR. We want to go and join NATO. And NATO is a military fortification against Russia. And Russia is saying that no, because of your proximity, no, if we allow you to join NATO, it means that the US can establish their military base in your country. So therefore, like US military base is in our face. Whenever they want to destroy it, they can destroy it. So we will not allow you, Ukraine, to join NATO. For you to join NATO over our dead bodies. So that is the genesis of this war. Now, just so you know, NATO, countries are the West, Belgium, Holland, and Germany, UK, France, and they're forming NATO. Okay? Now, let me tell you why it had economic effect on Ghana. And this one, you don't hear it from Ghanaian discussion. About 32%, majority of our exports, it goes to European countries. Are you aware of that? Okay.
I wasn't aware of the percentage, but
now say Ghana Statistical Service, our import reports. Just recently this year and buy. About 32% goes to the European countries. So now they are in a cold war, and I'm telling you, it's a cold war because it's not just a war between Ukraine and Russia. It's a war between NATO countries. One Europe and then Russia, because Sisiano say a free and na ebia kan yebu baby say obi asemba obi about you say share no apen so esi odi ho because unim de beba beto. So they were all making sure somebody protect you. And just so you also know, Ukraine is also a breadbasket of the world. They supply about 30% of the global wheat, fertilizers, oil. Do you get my point? So the war in Ukraine is a MPP and Nanado Danko Kufuado are buying. They can't say more. Yeah, they can't say because of these factors, economic factors and geopolitical factors. So it's not just because a coincidence baby and we are talking. No. That's not an excuse. Just like you said, even a global pandemic, we were able to come out of it gradually. But at the back where the ratings, no. The financial ratings, Fitch for ne, one for no, downgrade and no intimi call financial market to borrow money. So beside the NTR, the strength of the city, has weakened. That is because we can no longer go to the financial market. And for the last almost 3 years, what we used to do before is to say your core financial market, go for the euro bond. If you have $3 billion, $1 billion, then we bring it and supply it to your local PDC for no or your bulk distribution companies. Oil, they demand about $300 million every single month. And the Bank of Ghana must make provision for them in terms of these dollars. So there was a need for us to go and get dollars. So you're depleting your foreign reserves. And we didn't have anything. So the strength of the city was weakened. And that has been the effect. And then no kasi who's so no. Say dollar no inflation no but in the midst of all these challenges, Oji only aware say you teacher for a teacher for Oji na uchida dear wa Ghana. It do maybe na only teacher for a for 24 months. You see the policy via by a 3 months salary. Even in the midst of all these challenges, we are still paying workers. In the midst of all these challenges, Oji what to say for ashoti wa Ghana.
In the midst of all these challenges, you're still taking taxes too. So,
but there were times where they were still taking taxes. There were no global pandemic. There wasn't any Cold War. But now for us, shorty. Not Kenya, Manfonia, Kenya, and them. Ni intimi ntwe juma yefoka. Allowances ye twemu. So now let me answer your question. If you're asking why the Ghanaians should vote for MPP again, is to give us another opportunity to continue where we left off. Consolidate our gains. We haven't done everything perfect. But and you maybe ebe fata say you be MPP for atwaso. Into the question is, didn't no money into no Ghana for twice. In the midst of all our challenges.
Me ma no. Me pese me ma 10 minutes uninterrupted.
Oh, you can interrupt.
Yeah, okay, fine. Thank you. me person me tell point by point why I should vote for NPP or someone should vote for NPP.
These elections, and yet the regular election in Ghana for year come. In your introductory remark, you made a fantastic point. Say, abayin akọ abayin aba, and ya abayin biya netimiya satisfy Ghana 400%. It's true. No government can satisfy Ghana 100%. No government, even in the history of the world, can satisfy Abia 8 citizenry. Here in the United States of America, they've had 46 presidents. And they be on Beko campaign biano. President Bia tamize or enumerated your baby America for. That doesn't mean say America for sebi omanya ni na said your muhian and said your mupeno. What I say. Okay. Now I gave you the background from 2017, and the challenges that we are going through now. And I'm saying that in the midst of all these challenges, when it comes to road infrastructure, and just so you know, National Commission on Civic Education, about 3 days ago, did a report on Enyoma year going to elections, here Ghana for power. Okay? And among the 5 top things that I'm kind, unim say na economic rank count. It was 1, education, health, employment, roads, and another maybe ansana even economy.
Okay.
Economy crab. So when it comes to 1, economy, economy no wasem. Economy no 2022 ya inflation ya could do by 54%. Now, 54%. No. And then we know, we are talking about 20%. That is an indication of a government in the midst of your challenges, and you're obetimi at the above. We are talking about a government. I'm talking about the economy.
Right.
Ghana was one of the fastest growing economies in the world. The city was stable for a very long time. Like I told you, and the facts are there. You can go and check. So Ghana, for going into 2024 election and 2025 elections, they need a government. Obetimi absorb minimum wamra yewo yahu here because anytime there's a government, definitely there will be a challenge. And what challenge ana diabano ebetimi ayeno very important. That is why Ghanaians should trust. Say, when it comes to the management of the economy, yes, we understand things are not where we want it to be. And I've also told you the reason why we are where we are. That does not mean say we do not have any role to play. There are certain things probably we could have done better on hindsight. But I'm talking about a government or credibility. So we manage the economy in the MPP government, especially His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Now, when you talk about infrastructure, a bill in the midst of all the challenges, inflation, air cost, CD dollar, no air cost, we have constructed, rehabilitated roads, more than 12,000 kilometers of road, unprecedented in the history of our republic. Eben si that say abambi beba 8 years, obesi obeyi akwan, obesi esi akwan, aye akwan ho adwuma 12,380 kilometers. Eben si that. That is why I'm saying that when it comes to infrastructure, yemma MPP abano akunya no on twaso. We are talking about hospitals and our health facilities. Now, say President Mahama, say OC hospital. I am challenging you or anybody watching us. Say, me 1 hospital, sir, and now 1 hospital. Atamils and now John Dramani Mahama shall see just 1. Oji, give me 1, just 1. 1 hospital, the NDC government started and completed under Atamils and John Dramani Mahama and John Dramani Mahama. You can have none. But as we speak now, I can tell you over 20 hospitals His Excellency Nana Danko Akufo-Addo Asha see our completely operationalized. We are talking about health infrastructure. For the first time in the history of our country, for the first time in the history of Africa, yenya drones are a supply medical equipment and I say medical essentials to rural areas and hinterlands.
May I interrupt you?
Wadaroma.
Okay, now can be about the hospitals now. I think UGMC the NDA can want some number trim. So okay, but I know about Mulga Hospital, and I also know about Bank of Ghana Hospital and the Maritime Hospital. Yeah, no, so there now can found.
Which one?
Oh, my about 3 hospitals.
The Bolga,
Aye.
Maritime.
Yes.
And
Bank of Ghana Hospital. And also Accra.
First of all, Bank of Ghana Hospital is not a government of Ghana project. You can't government of Ghana project. Project one.
Abana didn't see Kenya na aye.
Abayan kasa agidi tax edi aye. Number 1. Number 2, and now wako besi edi aye. Bank of Ghana Hospital, Bank of Ghana ne see. Bank of Ghana, GG, they are not on government of Ghana payroll and I say or more expenditure. So I know they are entering codance. In any case, that hospital wasn't operationalized. Until MPP came into power. In fact, it became operationalized in 2020. COVID by and you use here.
So you know, can for can was and some more abandoned.
Then OCDMBO.
And I make a Bulgarian. And the own country.
Bulgarian was not started by Bulgar Hospital. Regional Hospital has been in existence for a very long time. And your rehabilitation the course. Now you are trying to another rehabilitation and you complete. And also maritime.
Yeah.
Again, maritime too is not government of Ghana project. A year Ghana Port and Harbours Authority project. Ghana Port and Harbours Authority project. Omo Nigeria Musika. Omo internally generated funds. They are weaned off from the government of Ghana a year budget. Into no musika no munya you know. Omo sika Nigeria port or no omo charges near there you know. And DBSC hospital.
And most of the end they are in a operation at this point.
What aroma?
The operation and they will see.
There were about 9 projects na a year Omampeni Dada Kufuashasi, a friend of Vamage project, and a Eurojet project. Oshasi na ebi Konongo, Obuase, Tepa, Siwa, and a Ga West, I believe. NDC by Command Bibi. Nanado Danko Kufa Dubai, where we move a year 4. Ga West is done, Obuase is done, Siwa is done, Tepa I think is also done. Then there are other hospitals Mami Mouse is here. And also Nanado Danko Ekufado. Wabewie. Let me give it to you right now. Your hospital.
Ayana ni no hamio.
Wabewie your operational.
Juma.
Juma.
Because senior Utia and I can say.
If you are Kotombra. Mino Kasi, Mansun Kwanta Hospital.
Mansun Kwanta.
Me can't watch ro. We are no Google. Kwapra Hospital, Swami. Sabronum Hospital.
Mansun Kwanta, the menu of your friends is.
And Sunafo North.
Oh.
Jobonso. In Som Hospital. Wasa Dunkwa Hospital, Amenfi West District. Say you are Kotombra, and I say you are Kotombra, the name social media.
Right.
And I'm Kwetia, Bogoso Hospital. And I'm Kwabin Hospital, at Tiwa West. And a Dukrom Hospital, Achiasi Hospital, Jumapo Hospital, Pon Katamanto Hospital, Seshi, Asenreso, and also the Medimenu, Seshi, Akotomra and Demaka, and a Euro Aya Krobo District Hospital. These are hospitals that impose your manifesto anymore. There are more, about 40 of them, which are the maker saying a meeting in Koso. Kamesa Bubo, Nina account. When your Agenda 111 project, no. So I'm talking about health projects. His Excellency Nanado Danko Ekufado. As far as infrastructure are concerned. Me no kasi judge bia a bankalos a judges in all the districts in Ghana. A BC Ghana had that. Okay? This is infrastructure. Police for baby to na say who the simon. Housing. So when it comes to even infrastructure, the things that we have done in the midst of all our challenges, unprecedented. We are in a political competition. So you compare us to what our opponents have done. And if you compare the two, you come to the conclusion. And I'm saying that, look, beyond the infrastructure and the achievement and everything else, these elections are based on character and policy. My friend is CP. The character of the individuals who wants to lead us and their policies. Because then another Danko Ekufado.
What about their track records?
Extremely important. We can go into it. Because then another Danko Ekufado. And no, the MPP must consolidate on those gains. Where we have done well, we must continue. Baby, I also ye free one year, ye free mono. We will do that and move forward.
Baby, I'm be here from baby, I'm one year.
We can look. We have made our own assessment, and all the promises that we made to the good people of Ghana. Over 80%, we have achieved them.
I like the fact that you said you have made your own assessment.
Oh,
No be anywhere. Osuana sa obechia nepa. But obi foforo osua o de obechia nepa. So in that sense,
so no, take our manifesto. It's simple. Take our 2016 manifesto. Then look at the promises that we made, and look at what we have done. You can just do that analysis. It's simple. Okay, mo can be one district, one factory, mo be one village, one dam, mo be see. At the end of the oh, they have internet cars at you. Yeah, one. Yeah,
damn, over
80%.
You're not going to status.
Yeah, over 80% of the promises that we made to the good people of Ghana. And I'm saying that inherent in that 80%, that means 20% be what I say. But I'm saying that this election that Ghana for year come based on character of the candidates and then the policies that they are proposing. And when you look at the character and then the policy now, the MPP stands tall. And I'm saying that if not for anything at all, because of free SHS, Ghana for to Abama MPP. If not for anything at all. And let me tell you why. Today, we are having an assertive youth. We are having a vibrant youth. Omoye demonstration, omoye protest. Some of them we disagree with them, some we agree with them. It's because they are now educated. Now they know what's up. do you get my point? Right. Do you know why it is so?
Right.
Because for the last 8 years, people have become educated. And for educated, I have a child in my home. Me ba ana me wafa CB ana me nana bi ofia ofa smartphone na obetimi dey call TikTok, obetimi dey call WhatsApp, obetimi dey call YouTube. Aje me dey call so we are saying. And this was made possible by His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. We are talking about 5.7 million Ghanaian youth or Mako schooler. Sebi sikasema anya consider. We are talking about almost 10 billion Ghana citizens that we've committed to this cause. If not for anything at all, Mr. Ghana for free SHS alone, because I can assure you and guarantee you, with every fiber of my being said, to NDC, any John Dramani Mahama, about good free SHS.
And that is impossible.
Why is it impossible?
Yeah, be saying free SHS about like a national policy now. Something Ghana for making me akasa about 70% Ghanaians I enjoy this policy so much. So it will be a very big detriment on anybody who will dare touch it. So because I cancel and I say, well, like you can review it. Like a beer, me fan say near more double track, no air cost one. And look where it's not everywhere most of the schools infrastructure are limited or more there. Just some few places na double track system na air cost. But then send ye a jina a knee. And then Crawford are benefited from Sahadi any knee. Dare anybody who touches say what trim.
Let me tell you how they will do it. Obi on bank as okay me try free SHS.
What say you maybe more
no, o say maybe free SHS na dey. And you say they are component and also all component of fees.
Right.
Or levies or a war a school konimu no. Aban so afa ni feeding, ni boarding fee, ni lab fee, one fees ni na aban se mafa ni na. Okay.
Right.
Now when the NDC comes, this is what they will do. Say already no, you can say omo can say ebim some meeting. So why is that some parents says they can afford to pay and they are not being able to pay? And then number two, they talk about the fact that feeding in yet. Na no uti ya omampeni dada John Dramani Mahama. Also about a year sika no because command headmasters no mako jom no mako to agbelema any beans in there. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is how it starts. Ni go ni dey share see ni because now aban be catch you say ebi a wo parent no for boarding fee because you see a double track no obi a wo we nti you hear sika e dey see more boarding houses into mon contribute bi a boarding fee no no awo for muntua say 50 cedis a muntua ebi a free di no omaduane no say wutie omaduane nye aduane ne de ma wo nye na awo for mun fa free di no na headmasters ni ntimi nkoto aduane ye fa nkomom. This is how it starts. That will be the genesis and beginning of the collapse of free SHS. When America can now buy, if it's can also buy the triano, now parents will be made to pay these fees for their awards, and I'm saying that will be the modus operandi of the NDC, and then they be collapse free SHS. They don't say okay, yaba, no, they don't do that. It's not prudent for any government to do that. But gradually, Abambe taking a step away from some of the commitment or into the financing of the free SHS. Gradually, we know we're going. Now then, allowances are near the mammo time now call a training school. While making a policy and made a justification for it.
That's true.
So if we decide it's okay, ABS now you 3,000 per semester. Now say free SHS really is not a policy.
And see, Adema Kamebe Kawa Hono any. So why can't we make it a policy, a national policy? Na endorse na parliament ya approve na executive.
Free SHS was already in the constitution.
So why? Yeah, me who say womb, but that was said. Adia you think say you hope say someday ABC, and then Ameyaw Obi amana babisi.
But OG, why are you even having this discussion as far as
the discussion is that say
no, because let me give you some few facts and then you can tell me so in 2018 or catch there you say at the on tears you say it doesn't make sense. I'm talking about John Dramani Mahama that the government will commit 2 billion Ghana cedis into free SHS alone. It doesn't make sense. And he made a preceding statement and no one pay attention. Also, when parents can pay. So I didn't know also about committing so much money into free SHS when parents can pay. That is number one. Number two, Obia or see Onoankasa implemented free SHS in 2015. Eddie Ashen the budget in the muno. Obia also be catch there say in 2016 when he was campaigning that free SHS is a whimsical promise of a desperate politician. Now free SHS a 419 a scam. It cannot be implemented. Now he had already said that he were implementing in 2015. Into OG, if you have an individual who tells you all these things, would you trust say Oba be free SHS? Because already he doesn't believe in it. He thinks that free SHS is a whimsical promise of a desperate politician, a desperate policy to win the vote of the people, and that it has no benefit. I know that done me better now. Me no din komo. I can't say I'm no more free SHS. No teacher for the bomb more pass exams. No. Oji, I was here and we were having that conversation. Meboa. So if a whole president, former president, can say these things, and you still have faith, say about free SHS, no, but I'm telling the majority of Ghanaians, say, because of free SHS, for the sake of the future of our young people, Ghana former Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, in spite of all our challenges, you are not saying, say, abaya, sebi, perfect.
Okay.
We had our flaws, but so compare the two of us, we have done better than the NDC. And it's a moment of opportunity. We can continue to do better. We face some serious challenges. And nothing a man and your Maya said, but while dear dance, things are picking up. And we've learned a lot of lessons from what happened to us. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia to us. MPP so to us. Me GD say on my no be fan into my parents I free you.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Frederick Ameyaw, head of communication our Ghana mission. Mami reading some few messages be etia about make it trebishona yako. This is coming from Leo inside Kumasi. Leo says that a vote for DMB is a vote for progress. Here are some compelling reasons to vote for DMB. Competence and capability. DMB has demonstrated the ability to effectively lead and manage, showcasing the skills and expertise required to drive Ghana forward. Visionary leadership. With a clear understanding of Ghana's needs, DMB is poised to steer the country in the right direction, fostering growth and development. Digital innovation. As a forward-thinking leader, DMB recognizes the importance of technology in advancing Ghana's economy and infrastructure, ensuring the country remains competitive in the digital age. Leadership values. DMB's commitment to transparency, accountability, inclusivity provides a solid foundation for building a brighter future for all Ghanaians. I can't. Okay. Thank you very much. This is coming from Leo inside Kumasi. Nah, right. Leo. Yeah, that's say ode we aba. This is coming from my very own brother Bingi. It says it is possible for NDC to merge free SHS cause they did this to NHIS, free maternal delivery. So it is possible they can also cancel the free SHS. More so, I also have some few on Facebook. Facebook, I go there and I see Nana Hema Akosia and Kroma Adasan, and I salute you, Nana you too, Abami too, Manamama too in return. And I saw Damasipa. Okay, good morning to you. Coming from Mrs. Siama, Sister B Mechapa. I think we should maintain the ruling party. Okay, thank you very much. Watching himself on the maintaining NPP. Stop lying, my brother. Coming from Philip. Philip, my name didn't I can't say no. So wait, my children will be ask him about the water bodies and all major rivers that have been affected. Do we and can we fight Galamsey? Come from Nana Kwabena Nyante Akoto. Nana Akoto Mendase. Kwabena Champo, my only brother inside New Jersey, comes in with us. Good afternoon, my brother. It is an honor true that those in authority are not intentional and deliberate in stopping the illegal mining. Okay. Mr. Gosia Brifa Busia, Chairman, I salute you. He comes in with this excellent program. I'm enjoying the show. Thank you very much. Eric Pope, I salute you, the CEO of Lolly Cash. He comes in. What is the purpose of the education if the output of that education is a waste of resources and poor? Will you invest resources in businesses where the end product of that product is a waste? From 1992 to 2016, Ghana debt was 120 billion cedis. From 2016 to 2024, your president Nana Akufo-Addo debt ingested in the country is 660 billion cedis. So, sir, with your own analysis within 8 years, your president has indebted over 200 times than any president, and you still saying and still doing comparisons. Excuse me. Coming from Eric Pope, Monusone dia or the Ababetum, I don't know. Made the messages in the BC. More but I'll come back again later and be reading the rest of the messages. YouTube near other pages now with the Modia Ebano. I had a political bench. Honey, share, Naya Kika, I political cry. Kama na chese bibia koso na bibia IFA. A special big on to you, Miriam. It's your first time watching and I see you enjoying the vibe. I see OG, I'm going to be your #1 fan from today. In fact, I'm enjoying the show. Very educated and very nice. Big ups to you inside Colorado. Happy special birthday to you, my very own son. I'm Kingsley K inside UK. Kingsley, happy special birthday to you. Much love from your daddy. And God blessings. Yes, onyankopon say oma wonye obolo pa anya obolo ze kesiye mu o kesiye no nye spiritual growth enye financial growth enye glorious growth just nyame ni monyam hye na adom ne ntoso sa so na me ka say me mama ba kope prophetess Rose mama Rose yeah se menhia mama owo me atimoni kani wa na mama me da se afi yo nyina nyankopon hira ne nyekese wo so wate omfa mfie ne wode achewo na yi omfa emu adom ne mu hira nyina ma wo na chese on kai wan kasa erade nyankopon fa umfra adom nko adom no ma anointing na wo so na ma wo your prophetess no enyekese pa double triple zillion one one kasa unia ba Reverend Mrs. Betty Chimesi. I can't believe these two beautiful sisters that are into the God's work. Omo so for akese me no. Omo nyina so ye me ma me no. Na se ne om birthday boss we di na we ade chena we di no. Mente ase. I can't think far. I can't understand this. So Reverend Betty Chimesi, mama nyame sha opa. Wonim say the me number 1, second to none. Me do too much mommy. Nyankopon wo hira mu nyina. Na mu di mu awoda yi. O ma nya kese. O ma adom no nkoso nhwie ngu mo so. There one so enye 2 million times. Mama me da say. Mama mrefie. Na me medi me nkomo na wi ya na ye kono. Papa we minya no a information gu no ho na do so. O just a year bia. Obi ni bibia ba ho. O
Facebook comment bi na.
Za
about the debts to GDP.
Eric Pope. Yes, it will be reply na mami.
Yeah. And then
okay.
On our man the same on education and a different person.
They're different person.
Okay, let me take the education first.
Education here bingi na kase. Under say the omoye okase omotimi agu NHIS and maternal care.
If it's a waste of resources.
Eric Pope na cancer.
So let me take the two. The questions by one. You would not appreciate the results of and the consequences of free education now. In fact, even now we are experiencing it. Even now the youth are becoming assertive and all that. But in the next 10-15 years,
true.
In the next 10-15 years, and I'll be say whether we were wasting resources. So when I tell you that they will cancel it, these are some of the justifications for the cancellation of the free SHS. But they don't look at the bigger picture, okay, as to how so people want because a waste, so we should allow them not to go to school. And some of us say nya ye wo fa no mu bi na ba mu an ke yan ko secondary school. Ye was secondary school ye wonder for be do exams and ye pamo mo free class.
Right.
If I be mu crowd no mu timi call that time call dining hall. You need to have a cheat. And the senior house master said, "Unni sa untuya officer. You better pamo free dining hall."
Right.
So these things are not happening again. That does not mean say there are not challenges in our education system. We should do better. We should continue to do better. But to say that it's a waste of resources, I beg to differ. I disagree. Then the issue of the GDP ratio. Say, from 1992, 120 billion, your boss count. That's not how we measure GDP. Okay? So now, GDP, and I say GDP, the debt portfolio, is measured in terms of dollars. So you say, okay, abano abo car nasi yebesia and number ebi 120 billion Ghana cedis. Just so you know, from independence to time our man Penuku for every so now your debt near 9 billion. It was 9 billion. And this is by Mahama Atamos and Atamos Mahama. Omo buy no mudi call 122 billion a year Ghana cedis. Okay. Right. Now when you look at it from the MPP buy now, I think that the Abeka home and bear over 200 billion. So when he says basically 660, it's not like 660 no. The Abebo different from the 122 no. 122 no. You see the propaganda they do, they will add the 122 to what we have borrowed, which is about an excess of 200 billion. No? Okay, now I'm the in addition to what was left, but that's not the point. The point is that your Bob Bisianwa, and as we sit here, I've given you some infrastructure, so you do, yes, I understand. NDC, 122 billion Ghana cedis. MPP Kufuor, let's go with his fact, 600 billion. Now let's look at the infrastructure in terms of roads. We have constructed 12,380 kilometers of roads. As NDC, Mahama Mills, about 4,500. So a difference of about 8,000 kilometers of roads. It's money. So when you do that, you subtract. I've sat here to tell you, say we've built more hospitals than any government in the Fourth Republic. Let's do the calculation. University of Allied Sciences, UHAS, Water Region. Second phase. The second phase is even bigger than the first phase. So you look at the infrastructure against GDP or our debt, then we can make a comparison. So
see a phase 2 of Kozoka International Airport.
No problem. What I say? And no crown no Ghana Bissau. And government of Ghana Bissau.
For the airport?
Ghana Airports Company Limited. Books and the Koji Bissau this year. So it's not like government of Ghana and Tuaka.
This I can be and make up by imposing.
In commodity propaganda and their Komuama. I can tell you an authority say we are doing well in spite of our challenge.
I'm say Pope vessel who was some why you're crying baby or vessel bo crying back one you know mobile you know major roads are moving some more construct back up and I'm you know cry 10 years Kumasi. So we found from Sofa Line to I think Sofa Line to Ebuakwa.
Me manu Baku is Baku there. Oko baby amiti ewo Santo area. Botima. Botima from School Junction to Botima Community 8. Now you quiet. On another Zoom line office you quiet because I used to go to the affordable housing area. On my penny affordable housing be one and this about they abandon it. That road today 4 lanes here, 8 lanes.
Really? Oh, but I didn't mean
yes, baby,
sometimes I don't believe in those things because I know social media. So if you say,
as you mention one, but that's not. I know how one aspect too. From that School Junction, I call your baby Nana Chrome. Okay, first near 1 lane, and it was horrible. So what is East Legon Hills are now like
East Legon Hills, yeah.
Now man for so much interested in East Legon Hills because of that particular Nana Chrome road. Today you have 2 lanes or 2 lanes, 4 lanes. Now look at that road, and you know if you turn left, say no, far East Legon Hills.
East Legon Hills, no more than that, no, because somewhere
commission even 2020. Yeah, I was there. That's where I live. I live in that enclave. But only there, you know. Who turn left police station be ho and send at the estate no e won echi. Who turn left first na kwan so nye ya yes remu akofa regiment no see estate be ho asa ko si dodo wa kwan so. So when you talk about roads, please I can mention hundreds of them.
Mate, biankwai, you me ndi enkomo no. Me da say.
Oh, interchanges.
Me a matwa so.
Ofanko.
Wo de ntwa no so. Nah, near common no ye. Eti, what's say Obipa on to Abama. So on initially our original so they are to Abama, Dr. Baumia. Was trying to say on fanfa free SHS. And find at least if not for anything. Okay, me that say. NPP, according to Senya Wuchechi mu and then why you normal be brave in your times. I'm by HSC. True Dr. Baumia and Anado Dankwa Ekufuado. Okay. And they question back one. Me think say Dr. Baumia has had series of forums on man kofo kwa mon babies and a question. Dr. Baumia and kofo bisa no question be. Say doc, they say the owa bem we are the vice president. Also ba be say why don't you start them now? Why don't you do them now?
Okay.
Whilst you're vice president?
Okay.
I hope so. What in some of the answers, Nibi?
And Obi, me don't be texting me catch him say, me nya but I say me no. When we were talking about Galamsey.
Ampa, obviously text him. Obviously, at them. I can't talk. You're pegana you, and you're near pray. I am a boss, and no matter what, it be Masada.
You see, when I hear that question, Messi Fem, Oji, a chrome one say, your man go school, you're more civic education. Now, you're more the executive, the judiciary, the legislature. Now, Trump say executive near president, and then the vice. Then, your Trump say judiciary, a Supreme Court, and the other courts. Now, legislature, and your catch Senate, and the House of Representatives. Obia wan ejuma. Now, your catch almost say president, and the executive authority, the year number 1, 2, 3. Near Bisa say the vice president in the Juma, then they will tell us, and they will tell them that the Constitution says that the vice president, or year Juma, president, the man and say on ye. That is here in the United States. So when you come to Ghana, Constitution no say your man penny, your vice president on ye thing. What is the vice president's job or role as far as being a vice president here concerned? What kind of Article 60 of the 1992 Constitution? Now I'll say the vice president and succession of the presidency. What kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? Actually, a Juma the vice president is supposed to do. I say the vice president, perform when the vice president shall, before commencing, perform functions of president, take an blah 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 blah. Whenever the president dies, resigns, or is removed from office, the vice president shall assume office as the president of the unexpired term of office of the president with effect. Blah blah blah. Whenever the president is absent from Ghana or is for any other reason unable to perform the functions of his office, the vice president shall perform the functions of the president until the president returns or is able to perform his functions. The vice president shall, before commencing to perform blah 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 blah. Ahanum say, the president ni niwa. Obebabe jina na name. So the Constitution of Ghana my president to me say obetimi aye bibi unless and until say the president is not around. Now, having established this in fact and in law in the Constitution, how then do you ask a question? Say, I didn't know Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia Bem na onye die nyoma or say or person. How do we then ask that question? Because he is not the president. He doesn't have the executive authority to do the things that the president can do. He's a part of a team.
Then he can suggest.
He can suggest. He can advise. But the prerogative to implement that suggestion and that policy is the sole responsibility of the president.
I love this answer. I think, say, I buy that. I buy into that idea. I love it fantastically, for sure. But have you had time to listen to Dr. Bawumia himself and how he answered on 2 occasions? The same question. Have you had time to listen to him, how he answered that question?
Yes, I was there. I was sitting there.
Okay, good. What was the answer? So
I was saying a collective responsibility.
No. There is this thing, okay. Yeah, to me, me feeling said, I'm not okay with that, and it wasn't the right answer. I heard that.
No. I was sitting there. Okay. He, in fact, that particular comment, it was sarcastic, like,
no, he was laughing.
No, like,
I saw him.
It was like the question was like, if you expect me to do everything now, what am I supposed to do again? And the intent of that is that there's nobody in the world that will be able to implement all his policies or programs. Definitely, there will always be a timer. You need before for why President Mahama? Why president that? So I president for. So why didn't he finish everything that he wanted to do?
So on your call in second time Mutu.
That be also on my 4 years. The Constitution gives you 4 years. There are 4 years promising. So the 2012 manifesto was for the things that he will do in 4 years. Me why? So 4 years in your team Say Ocean ne 2020 manifesto. I see a man opportunity. They went to me in 2012. No, yeah man, no 2024 the manifesto. I see they went to me and man, no, yeah president. No, yeah man, no me. So there's no way you can ever finish what you are saying. But that is you see the beauty of this kind of question. The entire sometimes I see the positive in that, even though it's not a question that needs to be asked, because the vice president is not the president. But say obi bisasa no mani appears though say Dr. Mamudu Bawumia was out to me no. For me it speaks to his competence. Because Ghana phone say wow, like really the vice president, even though he's not the president, we expect that he can do this. For me a good thing. And Oji Unim says since 1992 we've had vice presidents who are trying to be presidents in Ghana. Since the Fourth Republic, every election we've had a vice president or contested to become a president. Number one, Coin Cancer Aka. He was a vice president. He was trying to be the president. And on the MPP, he called the Great Alliance. And then he became the running mate. So he was on the ticket of presidency. But no question was asked him, say, oh, you're vice president to John Rawlings, JJ, what did you do? Nobody asked that question. We didn't have this discourse as to say, and now you're vice president, and I didn't know 1 year there now, president. Fast forward to 2000. President Atamils, Vice President Atamils, he wanted to become the president on the ticket of the NDC. He had become the vice president of JJ from 1996. Oji Oti say Ghana for bisa and say, I didn't know now we JJ vice no. When to me implemented the Oka Asube in CCR. Then in 2004, he came back. Ghanaians didn't ask that question. 2008, he came back. Ghanaians didn't ask that question. In fact, John Dramani Mahama, Emra Obeye vice president, Emma Atamos, Ekon in Crèche, Namifani Crèche CE, Oye caretaker president, Obeye president. No. Ghanaians were not questioning him about what he did when he was a vice president. He said he has his own policies. He has his own directions. In fact, when he became the caretaker president, he started giving different policy directions from departing from Atamils. So why is it that today we are asking Dr. Mamudu Bawumia say, I didn't know your vice president and the policies now, I didn't know all implementing it now. Is that a fair question to ask? Is that a fair discourse to have?
So fairness there, I think it's fair.
Because
you are the second gentleman of the land. Yeah, it's like CCC me do CCC. Na oye me boss. Me crowd back. Baby I'll be Kobe me no neko. Me sonda me ton one semoni ade. Nese me ko can't say no ni ho. Mumma me kwan na me mra me di na ade. Because I don't know ne nam no. If I know my way you know him say they are practical, they are doable. One to me and can't your boss that. Say when yes I did we and I went to me advice and so on yes. I think it's something in the right direction. It's not wrong.
See,
say it would be sad.
No, it's the whole canon is not what is being said though. It's being asked. Yes, see, I didn't know onion
so it's up to him to also say to have also educated us. To say, oh, fine. You know, there's someone in the moon say, I'm only a vice. I'm a subordinate. I'm not the one in power. Ankasa. Maybe Sabi and Tommy Swaba. Many say to me, I can only suggest to the president, but I cannot force him to do it because he came with his policies and he will end with his policies.
But he has said that.
He has said that.
Yes.
But that's it. Sometimes, you know.
UPSC, and I can give you the exact quota or cancer.
I'll be very happy because recently, no, I know man I travel, no, and I did no. Senior me who no. I really didn't like it.
You didn't like it?
Yes. So, cause a woman say he was being sarcastic, but yeah, you know, some of us maybe be any did
page 29, paragraph 109. Okay, I'll say, ladies and gentlemen, in this regard, I have been engaged in a lot of consultation and doing a lot of thinking in the last few months about lessons of the last 7 years, as well as my vision and priorities as I seek to become president of the Republic of Ghana. Clearly, the initial conditions that we inherited in 2017 are not the same as will be in 2025. Therefore, my priorities will be different. See, my priorities will be different. We have done more good things, and I'm I will be seeking to consolidate or build on them. So here he's saying that I am my own man. I am not going to do what President Akufo-Addo did, because at the time, presently I am not the president. President Nankasa na ejuma, but in any event, dear president in the man, and I said, dear vice president no why. And again, when he spoke at UPSC on Ghana's next chapter, selfless leadership and bold solutions for the future, on the 7th of February, he said that the economy was divided into three. And then when it was divided into three, the president of the republic gave him the role of formalizing the economy. Formalization of the economy. And the fiscal policies, as far as tax policies are concerned, or the finance minister. Or the monetary policies in the Bank of Ghana governor. So another is the formalization of the economy. So the question that we need to ask ourselves is say, Nana do Danko Akufo-Addo Eddie Ejuma no share and say onye the formalization of the economy no. Otimi ye ya na.
And then I think he's the right person to also come out and tell
he
us
has said that.
the various duties that he gave him or he assigned to him.
He has said
and
that.
Also come to the people of Ghana and account for it.
What can I make? And I'm just paraphrasing him. It's here in the book. I'm trying to find the exact place now, then I will quote
it's
it
okay.
to you.
It's okay.
But the question and the point I want to make is let's ask ourselves, as a vice president, the responsibility of formalizing the economy, the man and why now one.
Then the
mobile money interoperability. Why now is it not part of formalizing the economy? Today you can sit at the comfort of your home and apply for a passport using your phone. You don't need to go to any office and fill a form and go and put it there and go and come and go and come. And the DVLA, you don't really need to go to DVLA. Who or phone swa? Who to me register any Ghana driver's license? A motor vehicle license insurance. Today on your phone, what code? You are done. You've registered your car with a Ghana card. And then me know can say drones supply medical essentials. At the court. Ama said you be our work no otiminya no one. So we are talking about look, we are talking about formalizing the economy as part of his responsibility given to him by the president. So if we are measuring him, we measure him on that scorecard and we can say we're performing, and I've given you vice president in the history of our republic, and tell me who has outperformed Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, including the former president John Dramani Mahama. At the time he was the vice president, Oji, tell me one thing that he did that he can be remembered for. Tell me one. When you be a
when
Messi John Dramani Mahama as a vice president of the Republic of Ghana between 2009 and 2012 July, what did he do as a vice president for Ghana?
Oh, at least I want to succeed in the press. Or not soon the first vice president I would think succeed.
Is that an achievement?
It's an achievement.
But I can
at least we try 6 months and sign I finish.
I can tell it's really funny to you, but I can tell you 30 policies are the vice president Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia supervising no implementing 30 policies. And no, the person or you, we are living testimonies. And there's also Oshipikas. Paperless system at the port. Today, Ghana.com, you can sit here and pay your duty, custom duty.
That's true.
These are things that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has done as the vice president.
Okay,
I can remember John Dramani Mahama for one thing or two things. That's maybe an Airbus. Ghana person got a plane. The Emma international institutions. Court of competent jurisdiction concluded say there were corruption and bribery to the extent that a former prime minister of UK described President John Dramani Mahama as fantastically corrupt. So when it comes to a year no, your vice president, no, or the no call for it, bribery and corruption. Today, the government official one now hitherto for so many years we didn't know who that government official one no in that deferred agreement of the judgment a course who France, UK, and US handum say no. Now of government official one, Sana John Dramani Mahama, and on any new accords are them no. as a vice president, I'm agile. Here, I am saying that 2024, OG, let me say this. And yet a buffo, any emotions, any sentiment, and any demoani on Brazil, more say they call 2024 about. We need to think about the future. Because these two individuals are, one of them will become the president. No? Their character is important. One of them is corrupt. Court of competent jurisdictions have established that he's fantastically corrupt. Even Ghana, an institution, SRAJ, concluded that for the expedition or Koji or Kanazu was inappropriate.
Okay.
This is a former president who has been a president before. For 4 years, Ghanaians were sleeping in darkness. Ghana 4 teacher 4 years, Juma 24 months. No, Chuamoka 3 months. In the absence of a global pandemic and any Cold War. Okay, Juma 4 years Chuamoka. Today, as we speak, the Ben what is here in Juma 4. I'm not talking about allowances.
Okay.
I'm talking about salaries. Salaries have been tripled. For the first time in the history of our Fourth Republic, you know, increase salary for 25% before.
Okay.
So I am saying that when you look at the policies, Dr. Mahmoud Ameyaw, flat tax regime or the port war, the digital driver, Ghana. Even Galamsey the policy of person to address these things. When you look at the policies of Dr. Mahmoud Ameyaw, they are practicable. In fact, when you look at the manifesto of NDC, I can pick about 20 things it's been already done.
Thank you very much. The 24-hour economy, it's been done, right? Okay, somebody okay, Busia phone come on every year kono and ye koswa say come November 30th is the Jinkra Heroes 9 Excellence Awards, awarding the deserved, awarding the hardworking Ghanaians living in North America. Sanya muhuno Ghana for bebre ko mo kroma pao adwuma mo bonya asem keto akra and inti afibia na Jinkra multimedia afatu no say obo Ghana for abaso nyomom ti New York nko but all over North America. Yes, and even some people from Ghana too. Na omababa joma abaso bode na abaso bonu mu na afiwe say last no afiwe they had double pack but who say nipa yechoma award no we are dealing with 15 different states this year and no dey chire so a be hu no say nipa yemo na award no atiti ni ani tin bebre so be ba omdo mo ni mo nyam beta adwumadi na chi. Popular among them is the mayor for New York and also even the Bronx borough president and all that are coming to grace this occasion. It's going to be a very hot night. Will be a bar. Now there ba akoso afa crowd when it says security some parking nina has been resolved. It is this year police for come up even Ghana for crowd police for mo chrome has you know almost be provided services come up some be so this year and the end from crowd bones the many of the TV stations we have here in America and so especially the Bronx and also BTC Channel 7 BTC ABC BTC CBS omunyana aba show omo cameras na the brand ebe hu America TV so what the track of your coach from the brand me you ma shine also shine no so na chen no wokai Enesopoku Junior a branded the spirit man obeba no ba be no mode yaba be wura honhom wiase na afe na wie ye no se ne ye ba be kono ye betwa afe no na nyame honhom abekata so no de ewuram akwakowie no de ewuram akwakopi fifi no na chese the music man Jarastafari Kojo Bobri Betenge Enchi so aba G stage no no so the live band experience na baba twaso no so wa heti am obia ni age aduane ye free ensu ye free ensa ye free asa ye free bibia bi ye free de de ohia se bra na betena menchen keke na che se ye ntimi boiling enti be pacho ye tu yensa afro anya nkwada asem na ye di no afi we say wa ma wa ye ho pa wa ye ho enu na ye catch o Mesra wa ma Why your hopa? Na me di na to screen so measure out. Check the flyers for information. Check the screen right now. Call the numbers for your tickets. At the end of the say, when say October end the no ticket na ya so $20 more. Call back to the normal price. So see assistance now. Regular tickets are $100. $100. It is a one menyawo dear and son abusumi ya kwewe ya mpacho oba beton 120 obisu wana na so akoye de no atwen gate oba beton mpacho beton 150 na VIP na 150 right now no so ako 200 ntime pacho bra na beju de hwe ni agorokora enya asem keto akora bra na betina ye nchen na ne mbonko mo kakra bi mpacho we businessman we bibi wo dwuma bi a opeso obon ho da ro fabra medinkrafo ye nyi ho na chese so ya sin na yensan be stage ma never ko anim so eno na ye ka was enti na lol catch to no hwe edinkra adwuma mu boya no de afi me de me sa to dwuma de no so me fa bom me bom afa yesu kura agensa se me so heroes 90 no enti afi we no nya edinkra heroes 9 keke eye the lolly cash aya so twist one on what ya say lolly cash lolly cash heroes 9 excellence awards I just say bibia obi di cash be di cash come up fantastically bia because you come if I just want to be socializing be business discussions you building the connections let's mingle and twingle let me be alpha come what I say November 30th but your numbers no screen is on say friend 917-340-7744 and I said 347-350-1857 929-331-8560 your friend numbers we mu bia subject my account tickets now I reserve come mo possession mu yiku mu ya sorry mu ye nam for nom mo besa mu nya mo table and patch mo nya ntentempa yeah, sorry, you made the show. Now, me come Mr. Ameyaw with just one question. Mr. Ameyaw, what you know? So, what has been the worst thing in the 8 years of Moabab's history? What has been the worst thing, worst implementation, worst policy, worst discussion, worst decision? Yeah, moving said in the 8 years, no, Moateki.
No, I don't think that.
There has been anything of such.
I mean, the word West, no, yeah, a bit harsh.
Harsh,
because
what has been the challenge?
I will accept that. I won't accept failure. I won't accept West because look, every policy implementation, it goes through consultation phases. See, I buy the bar. Ni trimu pone say or the bar be resisika e the aye. Impuntunyuma no the IBB. But maybe at that time, no, now maybe I appropriate. It doesn't make it worse. It doesn't mean it has failed. It means the ABI has been challenged.
Okay.
So beside me, a policy and now BBI challenging for me. A lack of consultation, especially after the COVID and the war. Because we thought that because we had implemented certain social safety nets, COVID by the President Akufa, and I was here. We were discussing the Charlie. We go way back 4 years. The interventions of the president, good to the extent that globally he was acclaimed as one of the best managers of the COVID. So we thought that, okay, now if we can just kind of bulldoze our way through some of the tax revenue. So they be able to me emittee shortfalls. So you consult wide and wild, and I say wide enough. And I believe that no there hard because all the taxes are a war Ghana is a man for taxes door to door. They were brought right after COVID and the Russia-Ukraine war, just to make sure say we shore up our reserves.
Okay.
So and
you won't accept the word worse.
No.
But you accept challenge.
We have been challenged.
Okay. So now, with the issue of e-levy, yeah, I'm introduce you know. Yeah, ban we na introduce you na Akufo-Addo aban. But we also ba obetwem. Don't you think it's a decision that has challenged you guys? Yeah, I'm feeling say ambo.
No. We have provided explanation as to why the decouple of another departing of that policy, tax policy, by Dr. And just so you know, Dr. Bawumia doesn't believe in e-levy. He doesn't believe that
It should be taxed.
Electronic
Transactions.
He is a digital guy. He believes in formalization, like using electronic to make the financial sector good and easy.
But we've been brave that he was part of the decision body during this.
He sits in cabinet.
Yes. So
if cabinet makes a majority decision, he's binded by that majority decision. So if he says that he doesn't like it, the fact that he doesn't like it doesn't mean it should go.
What's the status of the trains? Modeba Ghana currently. Yeah, you who say train no yeah lunch or Ghana the first day I called test no and you who say I couldn't like kind of crash.
And then on the issue of E11, the reason for E11 no, okay, will not exist in 2012 because of the policies of Dr. Mamudu Bawumia. We introduced e-levy because we needed money. At the time, and we still can't even go to the financial market. So we needed money to raise money locally, internally. And we thought that the e-levy was one of the avenues to raise money. Now, Dr. Bawumia is saying that. So, Obabeyo Mampenia, one, Adebako Betimiya ama open the physical space and say about infrastructure. Say in year Kwayensi hospitals are. They beyond say no dinko when it comes to infrastructure. We are talking about government of Ghana. Or see there be about majority of our infrastructure no be private sector led. In Timan say Kwanya to say maybe a pay double lane, 8 lanes from Accra to Kumasi. Private sector being investing maybe 3 billion, 4 billion, 5 billion on for Tobu to Nsiso. No, Gigi Nisika, no, minus in Bibi Kakra in a very long time. Now, I think a band could raise about $3 billion near the Koyi. No, and that will create that physical space. So, the need for e-levy will not be needed at that time. It will be in e-levy.
Oh, yeah, sure. It's one no more for implementing that. And as Sanya 19, I'm used to that word worse. No decision I'm taking here, and I feel no the effect of it. It wasn't fruitful as intended.
Well, the challenge is about it's how unpopular it was. But
so you believe e-levy's policy is very unpopular?
It was unpopular, but its effect,
So what stops you from cancelling it before?
Because a revenue, we are the raising revenue. Okay, now.
So why would you choose e-levy over where you say road tolls?
E-levy over road tolls wasn't giving us money. Look, we got to a situation where, and this is an economic, education, and permit me, please. So, post COVID, Russia-Ukraine war, okay, like I told you, we were doing better even post-COVID, a bit better. So, now, almost all the time, we go to the financial market for the euro bond to raise money and get dollars. And use that dollars. Then you traders so all the dollars that you find in the system, we need to go and find it outside Ghana and bring it. Now, at the end of the you see, at the end new so we need to find money internally to rather go there and use our cities to go and buy. Maybe. So now, where can we get money at realistic? Tools in any event. At the end of the year, those were giving us about 198 million Ghana cedis. I'm even sure say in Drew. And share the overall kitty of consolidated funds now. That money drop. Money that can be spent in a week drop. So where can we get money where at least maybe at the end of the year, maybe 1 billion Ghana cedis? And we thought with I think 3% or so of e-levy would have given us that amount of money so that we wouldn't have gone to the IMF for any a year program, because IMF is giving us what 3 billion, and it's being spread for 3 years. In Tibenya, 3 million each quarter. But we could have raised that money from e-levy if we didn't go to IMF. That was the initial way. And I'm saying that where we face a challenge was that explaining to Ghanaians, we didn't really engage them to understand. And of course, I've also mentioned something to you, say, where you have a system now so divided politically, this is the effect of it, because the NDC were saying, tax code and all of that. So, but again, the last point, I'm asking you that e-levy has it had a serious effect on each transaction? No. Because even the transaction at the end of each year, increasing, people are still in it. So yes, it was unpopular, but at the end of the day, for me, it really didn't change much, even though it was unpopular.
I asked about the trains.
What is the status of it? Need any updates on the trains?
On the next time I'll maybe share.
No problem. You can
text it to me. Yes.
Next time when you're having a discussion.
Say they are babati and tin was in beam. Say you're operational. Say fix it. They say say I'm fix it. Please give us the update.
Do you know also that in the history of in Ghana, government be why ye keteke akwan esen na do dan Akufo-Addo. We have rehabilitated and reconstructed and constructed over 300 kilometers of railways.
Until say be operational.
And I'm saying that I'm talking about the railway.
Matthias.
So it will be bisa refer that person to the railway.
And I make us say, see how can say men progressive.
TBA and another Dan Akufo-Addo. Why 301 kilometers of railway? No.
Yeah, no why you use it. See how one use.
Why no? Now make us say amembo a progressive any event. Into Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, Ameyaw do not about next year. Then we wouldn't have to focus on building the Teman Pakadan and the Eastern Corridor railways. And we hold that. And when see trains now sequence, then we are making progress.
Medashe, some to me suffering now by one man come on I know say me send you be man san wako Ghana.
What that room
Minya will be more.
I should even be home.
I
campaign I come less than 2 months.
I said 2 months ago maybe okay.
I
know.
And no man election ain't easy.
Yeah, will be now could do Ghana chair. Your mom finish.
We
wish you the best. Oh yeah, you be virtual. You be more virtual invitations.
About to one can I'm sure they will be seeing Konya.
Yes, this year per se
yes. I'll be available and
my friend. Okay, that would be great. This time your morning show host, you're very consistent. And yes, I be started something political about the election watch. A quick quoting from Kesbin. Now he's here and he no best host at the end in no time. It's Obabe started. I think you saw him when another was here.
Yeah, so he's a friend.
I know.
Kesman.
Right, yes.
I've gone for his shows.
He'll be doing that for us.
He's a very great.
Yes, well, you're well versed in that field too.
But now I wanted to comment on your Heroes Night.
Awards, no.
But I didn't cry there. Debi America said that Chibiano. Minya position Cassia. Mebu mama konka. Because those days now, I think the radios in the 2007, 8, 9, 10 more. Satamoko Rooster.
Right.
They had Word Radio, Golden Radio, then New Vision Radio, which were vibrant, and then all of a sudden, Monamaka. And in the US, I can say Monamaka more active, and you are still going on. And you need all the support you need, and not just that, and yet the media component, the social aspect of what you do, especially the Heroes Night. In fact, I say, Ghana for what they are going through to survive. One in this country, as far as bills, financial responsibilities are concerned. Now we are if you so chon. School fees in Trebio. Imagine this post-COVID, I want to cost on the day and all that. So it is important that we take a day off and then recognize our heroes. Our heroes in the sense that those in the midst of all the challenges, all the hustle and bustles of life, and going through all the things that they need to go through to survive here and to also help home, no. Almost so the Ghanaian society, no.
Sure.
They deserve to be honored and they deserve to be recognized for that more yard. Unfortunately, I haven't had the opportunity to be part of anytime we are made. This one I was hoping that I could be part of it. Unfortunately, I wasn't. I am sure one day, maybe in a different capacity, an elevated capacity, I'll be part of the Heroes Night, and we will solicit all the help that we can. I don't know what I'm saying. So I seriously admire Dinkra.
Thank you.
You guys are doing fantastically well. And the Ghanaian community message, the Free community radio. And Dinkra should be a community radio for all of us.
Right.
We should support them. There's this this radio station, so gospel. They have a name for it. And then there's this community radio, MPR. They are here in New York. You listen to them almost every quarter. They almost raise funds. And I think that you should start doing that. You should solicit for funds, raise funds to help your.
It's a fantastic idea.
No, you should, because this place should be a community place where Ghana folk can come to. Ghanaians in the especially tri-states of New York, New Jersey, no, we should own it. Every month be and every quarter be among raising funds. Munya kakre be say 10,000 be amodia amamu feed akon kind. What I say, and I think that at some point we should have a radio station a Ghana for their in the tri-states. What I say, we should do that.
We are counting on the next government.
It's not about government. It should be we the people here.
Sir, the people know without the support of
we major on minor things. And your man, because I had say no entertainment, education,
right? The social life
here, all of that. So let's all come together. It's something that in the next government, if I'm still in the government, it's something I will champion for Dinkra and for New York.
Thank you so much.
At least a mobile life, we should have over 2,000
people watching at the same time. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's it. Mr. Frederick Ameyaw. Samantha boy. Around here, no friend. Send me who know Tiano, we need that. And yes, when you need so when you need, but no way, send it to no on that's what I want to say. Yes, more texting, more tray, more fray, and I am be phone lines there be. But I mean, for some few messages to be embraced and I'm sorry. So, with them say, Mr. Ameyaw, you will not be reacting to them. No. So, yes, Mr. Awa. Let's do the comparison. Ameyaw built a COVID app which cost $2.5 billion. Where is the app? COVID app with no GPS data info. Okay. If Russia, Ukraine are at war, how did that impact Ghana? Boss, explain it in detail. Even USA, who are feeding Ukraine, didn't suffer to explain how it impacted them, let alone Ghana. I'm so earlier. Maybe answer that question. I don't know, Pope Sena or Shua. The point is that they didn't have any plan and just act in ad hoc instances. This is why they raised over $50 million for cathedral building and abandoned it and squandered the money. They have no plan and no implementation. As to raising it, if they were able to raise the $50 million, I'm not aware. And as to say Obia squandered Sikano Pope, I am not aware about that either, Mr. Wa. So mutiminya and no my me anymore $50 million. And then comes from my idea about all is talking, no evidence. Nanabuku and why late. Nanabuku why late. Papa. Kaubanta my bianca only Mr. Ameyaw and can yeah. And questions to be mammy. But anyway, yeah, dear, honestly, the education has been very effective. More mobile, I would just advise go back and rewatch. To say there are so many things we need to know as Ghanaians. Not to say will be a pushy will be for will be that be. I won't sit here and direct you as to who to vote for. No, that's not my job. But then I did be I'm a thing say yen as Ghanaians a chia drain efa that candidate, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has been well explained, and that ebia media materials ebia na won't answer. If any follow-up question comes, please let me know and I'll forward it and get you back the answer. Heroes Nights Awards November 30th is coming on live. Munyina ya to answer from Obi Ambra na yenhwe na enyefe. I request organic mixture or the Jumedi way or so a Jumedi way asin and the DBBA the abro and IF kama. Tia ushia arquesa me pacho dana se efa mame. Lolicash Finance and one will be eka and one will be a UC. Pacho apo bena we use your phone so the sandisika echo Ghana. Mame kanjro ebedosun bebre but no kwana say de womu a dashron ko eye ba akopɛ de obi agye atum ye ba akopɛ de ne rate was through eye ba akopɛ ya no the only app a wo Ghana crowd to me download bi sade send obi sika e wo krom a none of the apps and was ya no the only app so a bank nyina agye atum wonu oni bank bi se we approve ye on the app me pacho wo send sika no a before so be boni pani din kwa na no apuli ama dada so na say wo wo so 30 seconds cry aye too much and saying 1 second na akwa koduru ya the app I say wo wallet utimi save sika no e so you can use it as a bank app ya say osika da so kwaku adamfo emba mewia enkofa asembia emfa mrew ebegina so kama pa na say wo hunu say yes app will be a very reliable ntimi sramuara mome enko ne enko download Lolicash de uhia ne internet wo de download to so keke owie a fa promo code de nkra ne fa show na fe wosuguso eno an na ekosa ebe kosa na wo se bibia edida na kwan mu Lolicash na uni na mini Lolicash na dibi ma mini bi Lolicash na emu da Lolicash na bia je ato bia se ka ho ne ko shom bi na yenyina yenko na enye fe me free anonso de na me kai wo so se nyame edi cheyen ochina aya din crash show base ye be share e wa hase na nice entertainment news no so ye dia bro aya 3 p.m. sharp into misraw e duru hwa fa ho be shim na ye nyina ye discuss it na pundit na no be den what sister be also ba be divorce party no also on the aware no ni je aware ni agi ni dia ye jaya esese agi ni enti sister ya ye divorce party ye nyina ye friend sister ono dia ma nyina sister ena me nyina so sister no me pa chow ochenya nkopon ya adoma ye ne be interview ne ya hwe ne bi nfa na say divorce party na ya agro e bi fa na say divorce party no ye nokre e bi nfa na say odu na odwananum ye nhwe nyankopon de che na ochina ye hia ye ne sister be di ho nkomo na de call triba brema nyina de abrɛ ehin na be koso date ben ne nyina ye de be ma o hia me e wa ha betena me nchen na ochina ye mo nkomo wa hwe me bia wa support ye bia nyankopon enhyira mu nyina minisi e besten hia me nua be ma Richmond owusu bu de afi na wa join me da ase se wa ba so but unfortunately ya pon nyame enhyira mu nyina ya besa hia bengi me chao inside Virginia ba
Mami bon komo bi min komo ni na ni de min yu to in ko fontasio odana mi o ma